guys? Welcome to our first episode of Bayou Snipers Down in the Bayou After Dark. This is a subgenre of our original podcast dedicated to certain topics in the TopShot world, and today's topic is really legendary. What today we're going to do is I've selected 30 legendary moments, one for each NBA team, that I think is the best legendary moment on the platform. Now, this is my opinion, so it isn't right or wrong, but this is what I think is the best legendary moment that represents that team. There's a lot of different criteria that went into it when I selected each moment. One being the timing of the moment. How important was it to this NBA franchise? Also, the quality of the moment, the player of the moment, and what it really means to this NBA franchise. So let's get started. Welcome to 30 for 30 After Dark. First up is the Atlanta Hawks. Now, there wasn't quite a lot to choose from with this franchise as there is in some of the list, but I have selected the Season 2 Trae Young Hollow. This was Trae Young's breakout year as a star in the league. He led his team to the Eastern Conference Finals, where he eventually lost and hasn't been back since. But this year was his year. Okay. In this moment, you get a signature 3-point for how Trae Young plays. You get the ice tray, you get the celly, and the phantom cam. This moment, I think, is the best moment for the Atlanta Hawks franchise because there really isn't much on Top Shot, to be honest. I'm sorry to our Hawks fans like Reddy Miller, but this is what I think is the best one on the platform is the S2 Trae Young Hollow. Now, let's move to our recent champions, which I'm usually wearing Pelicans gear, but today for After Dark episode, decided to wear my boy KG with the finals patch here. And for the Boston Celtics, which I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous about two franchises, the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers, because I don't want anybody to come out and kill me for my choices. But I'm going to stand on business. I'm going to stand on my choices. And for the Boston Celtics, I think the best legendary moment on the platform is from this finals, the Jaylen Brown Challenge Award for the final set. Guys, Jaylen Brown, in my opinion, I've said this before, he is the best Celtic on this modern Celtic team. You see them get their banner 18. It's Jaylen Brown's first ring. He's the finals MVP. And it's a classic Jaylen Brown moment in the Phantom Cam. He crosses up Luka Doncic with that, with that tween. Then he goes through the defense and slams it down in classic Jaylen Brown fashion. I think this moment really encapsulates the whole season. And on the platform as it currently stands, I believe this is the best Boston Celtic moment. All the way down from the moment, what it meant to the fans getting banner at 18, the audio, the Phantom Cam, Jaylen Brown's Superstar Rising, it's there for me. So that's my pick for the Boston Celtics. Now, let's go with the Brooklyn Nets. Again, not a lot to choose for, kind of like Atlanta. But I also chose a Series 2 moment, which is the Kevin Durant slam against the Lakers. If you remember during this year, this was the year where his foot was on the line, and people say that if he would have made the three instead of the two against the Bucks in the playoffs, that they would have eventually won the finals against the Suns. Which, yeah, I'm kind of in that camp. I sure believe if they got to the finals, they would have beaten the Suns as well. So not a lot to choose from the Brooklyn Nets franchise, but this is a great moment. Slim Reaper himself gets down in the paint, slams it on Andre Drummond. Yeah, so that's my pick for the Brooklyn Nets, best legendary on the platform. Now let's move to the Charlotte Hornets. I'm not a LaMelo fan, so I'm sorry, LaMelo is not the pick. And for my pick, it's Brandon Miller's rookie revelation. You get the draft footage. I personally believe he's a future superstar, and he is the bright spot in this franchise moving forward. Charlotte has never had really any profound success. So it's quite expected. There's not a lot to choose from. But I personally think that the Brandon Miller rookie revelation is the best Charlotte Hornets legendary on the platform. It shows who he is. He is a two-way future superstar. It shows the block and it shows the transition three, which is his game, right? He's going to be the ultimate 3-and-D player, and his model and his GOAT is Paul George. So if he's anything like Paul George, which I think he will be, uh, yeah, Charlotte, I think this is a great pick for your franchise. Now let's go to Chicago. No Michael Jordan yet. So I went with the next best thing, which is the most recent MVP for them, Derrick Rose. It's his deck the hoops moment. Clutch shot, Christmas Day against Kobe and the Lakers. He's beloved by Chicago fans, always will be. He's retired this year, which I think makes the moment even more urethral. Um, it's a Christmas Day moment. Can't get much better than that to reward. So for the Chicago Bulls, my pick for the best legendary for the franchise until MJ gets here is the Derrick Rose Deck the Hoops. Um, Now let's go to Cleveland. This is no surprise. We know it is the block for the Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron James. It's the block, the finals, the best finals ever, in my opinion. The moment is arguably the best on the platform. Number one, A1, 100%. Um, it's there's really nothing I need to explain if you're an NBA fan, but I will anyway. LeBron James chase down block to seal the deal, coming back down 3-1 to the Golden State Warriors, the big bad 73-win team. It's the most iconic block in NBA history, finals history. Um, LeBron came back to Cleveland, finally gave Cleveland fans what they thought they deserved, which was a ring from LeBron, Akron native. Um, yeah, the moment is beautiful. The curation of his anthology is beautiful. There's nothing else to say. There's nothing that probably will ever top this moment for Cleveland Cavaliers franchise. So yeah, well done, Cleveland. Moving on to the Dallas Mavericks. I did not pick the Dirk moment. What I think is the best Dallas Mavericks moment on the platform currently. I'm conflicted about this pick because I think the moment itself deserves the spot, but how that season ended will probably leave a sour taste in Dallas Mavericks' mouth. But we're talking about the best legendary moment on the platform. And I think it is the Top Shot 50, Luka Doncic. So this is season 4. He got a 60-point triple double. He looked like peak MVP Luka here. You have a you have a to be remembered hilarious celebration from Luka. It was a clutch shot. Came off the rebound, off the free throw. He got it, put it back up, and then he did his little spaz celebration. And everybody remembers that. It's clutch. It's lucky. It's who Luka is. It's the modern Mavericks. So I think that is the best legendary moment for the Dallas Mavericks. Now going to a recent champion, the Denver Nuggets, who I have picked to win this year's finals. Um, yeah, I think hands down, it's the finals Nikola Jokic moment, where he backs Bam down, or I forgot who it was, but he backs the Miami Heat defense down, phantom cam, spin, classic Jokic floater hook. Uh, this encapsulates the modern Denver Nuggets, who Nikola Jokic, 3-time MVP, is, his first ring. Um, it's just a Jokic moment. If you're a Jokic or a Denver lover, which a lot of people are, this moment is just a must-have. Especially for the Denver franchise. It's the first ring that Denver ever won in franchise history with the best player in the league. So if you're a Denver Nuggets fan, this is a must-have for you. Um, Now let's go to the bottom of the East. Let's go to Detroit. Not a lot to choose from here, but if I had to pick, it would be Isaiah Thomas, run it back. In 1987, this is his top shot debut. This was the bad boy Pistons. Isaiah Thomas is PG1 for the bad boy Pistons. He is the essence of Detroit. It's a great moment. Um, yeah, so Cade doesn't deserve it yet. Jaden Ivey doesn't deserve it yet. It's not like Charlotte where there's no historic players that deserve it, so it has to go to Brandon Miller. But for Detroit, it's kind of the other way around. There's really no modern player that deserves it, so it has to go to Isaiah Thomas. It's the best. It's the best legendary for Detroit. Now let's go to also a recent champion, Golden State Warriors. A little nervous about this pick too, along with the Boston and Los Angeles Lakers picks, because I know how rabid the fan base is. But I did my best, and I think the best Golden State Warriors legendary by far is the season 4 anthology Steph Curry against OKC in 2016. Unanimous MVP year. This is peak Steph. This is Steph that was just wrecking the league and taking people's hearts and capturing hearts in arenas and away arenas. Um, I like OKC obviously, so this moment is a little bit of a stinger for me. But it encapsulates who peak Steph was and peak Warriors. It was basically a moment to tell the future. You know, they would go on to beat OKC and Kevin Durant would eventually join the Warriors. So this is a microcosm of that. Unanimous MVP year. It's a clutch three. Got the Phantom Cam, 73 win season. Steph Curry, you know, all time great, will always be an all time great. He is the Golden State Warriors franchise, always will be. And I think this anthology moment really, really deserves the Golden State legendary spot. So that's my pick, is the Steph Curry season 4 anthology against OKC in 2016. Now let's go to Houston. I grappled with two moments, and the one I landed on was the season 1 from the top, James Harden. I know some people would probably pick Hakeem the Dream's legendary, but I don't know. Wasn't doing it for me. Um, I think the Rockets, when you think of the Rockets, you think of James Harden, and it has to be a James Harden moment. It has to be a legendary James Harden moment. Um, it's prime Harden. He was damn near getting a 30, 35 point triple double every night. It's a step back signature ankle breaker 4 point play against the Clippers, who he is now on. It's a season 1 moment. It's just prime James Harden. If you're a Houston fan, you love it. So that was my pick. Now let's go to a team with recent success, which is the Indiana Pacers. And my pick for the best Indiana Pacers legendary moment is from this year. It's Tyrese Halliburton's. It's Hallie's Hollow. Challenge reward, really hard to get, really expensive. But that's not why I chose it. The reason why I chose it is because one, there's no Reggie Miller yet. And two, I love Tyrese and I love this new Pacers team. And this year was a smashing success for them against all odds. It's an in-season tournament win that would propel them to Vegas against the now champion Boston Celtics. It's his first career triple double. Um, this moment really encompasses Tyrese Halliburton's arrival as a superstar and as the Indiana Pacers PG1 for the future. Um, 4 point play. It's Eastern Conference Finals preview for this year, and it has the audio. It's minted to 50. I think this year's Hollow for Tyrese Halliburton is the best Indiana Pacers legendary. Now let's go on to the Los Angeles Clippers. For me, this one was really easy. There's no way I'm putting Kawhi in here. There's no way I'm putting Paul George in here. It's got to go to Chris Paul. It's the Chris Paul run it back for the Los Angeles Clippers. Game 7, iconic winner against the Spurs. It's probably the best shot in Los Angeles Clippers franchise history, in my opinion. CP3, he started the modern Clippers. Like, he is the Clippers when you think of Los Angeles Clippers. Like, he carried that team. He carried that team absolutely. Um, and he was the mastermind behind it. And I think if you're a Clippers fan, that the running back Chris Paul is a must-have. Now, here we go. The Los Angeles Lakers. No, it's not my boy AD. Um, I think again, this is not about the player. This is about the moment for the team on the platform today. In the future, this could change. But as of right now, it's not about the player. Keep in mind, it's not about the player. I think the best Los Angeles Lakers legendary on the platform for the fan base is the season one finals LeBron James. A lot of people would probably pick either one of two moments. One, they'd probably pick his 40,000 point record, the career record that happened this past season, the Hollow, or they'd probably pick his passing of Wilt for the all time points in OKC, the shot um, from a year ago with a headband. But that's a LeBron James discussion. We are talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. And this moment, I think it was the hardest ring in NBA history. It was LeBron James' fourth ring, Anthony Davis's first ring. The thumbnail with LeBron celebrating and being embraced by that awesome Los Angeles Lakers bubble team. Um, he was the Finals MVP. It's a triple double. It's a classic LeBron James slam through the lane. Uh, and this was during a tough time for everyone in the world, especially Lakers fans. And seeing them go to the finals and not being able to celebrate with them, I think this is the keepsake for them. This is the moment if you're a Los Angeles Lakers fan to have. Eventually, this is the grail for you because this is your most recent ring with one of the best players to ever do it. Um, for the franchise, this moment, in my opinion, is the best legendary. It's not about the player; it's about the team. So, Los Angeles Lakers, season one, finals, LeBron James, triple double dunk to seal the game six against the Miami Heat to win the bubble ring. Um, Now let's go on to the Memphis Grizzlies. In my opinion, it's a no-brainer. It's the season one John Morant Cosmic. This is his rookie year, rookie of the year. This is a telltale sign of early rookie jaw, who he's going to be, who he is, who he always has been. Left hand, beautiful dunk on Aaron Baines. Um, Future superstar, rookie of the year, hands down, best Memphis Grizzlies must have moment. Um, Now let's go on to the Miami Heat. This one may be a little bit of a hot take, but I'm going to explain. Um, I think the best Miami Heat legendary on the platform for the franchise is the season four finals Jimmy Butler. Yes, team didn't win. They got beat by the Nuggets. But you have to remember what this year meant to Heat fans and what Jimmy means to Heat fans and what he did for the Heat that year against the Nuggets in 2023 and against the Bucks, against the Knicks. Um, he just, I guess the Celtics, we all remember that amazing 7 game series. This is playoff Jimmy. This is playoff Jimmy combined with Heat culture. They were the 8th seed. They went all the way to the finals. I dubbed this moment the Heat culture Lego because this is what the Miami Heat are. This is who Jimmy Butler is. If you're a Miami Heat fan, I think you would agree with me that on the platform as it currently stands, we don't have a LeBron finals moment. We don't have a Dwayne Wade finals moment for a Lego for the Heat. The next best thing is, yes, you didn't get the ring, but damn, that was an amazing year for the Miami Heat. Amazing year, inspirational. People still talk about Heat culture because of that year. Um, yeah, Jimmy Butler, season four finals. Now for Milwaukee, another finals moment. Um, this is a no-brainer. Shouldn't have to explain. It's a season two finals Giannis block against DeAndre Ayton. This play alone shifted the whole series, tied it up, and It was an impossible defensive recovery from a defensive player of the year, superstar, Bucks all-time leader, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Recovered, came back, blocked Ayton, and that from that play on, we kind of knew the Bucks were going to win it all. This is his first ring, brought Milwaukee a championship. Um, this is hands down the best Milwaukee Bucks moment for your fandom in the legendary tier. Now let's go on to Minnesota. Um, there's no KG Timberwolves finals, or sorry, there's no KG legendary moment. So KG legendary moment, Kevin Garnett. So I think the next best thing is your current superstar, 22-year-old phenom Ant-Man. I think it's this year's season 5 Hollow. They had an amazing year with an amazing team. This is Ant-Man's superstar arrival moment. He's here. He's ready to destroy the planet. Um, it's a classic Anthony Edwards clutch moment. Anytime you need Ant-Man, he shows up. It's a clutch moment, Western Conference Finals year, and what made this moment even more special to me when I was like curating and looking like what is the best Minnesota Lego. It's not his rookie year. I think it's this year. Um, Part and due to the recent Netflix series Starting Five, we get a little more insight into this moment. If you watch that Netflix series, Ant Man is one of the 5 players that they focus on, and they go through kind of this whole game that's in this moment, and it gives you more context. Um, and I think this is the best Minnesota Timberwolves legendary. Now it's time for my favorite part, the New Orleans Pelicans, baby. My favorite team, even though I'm wearing a Kevin Garnett jersey right now because it's a special, fun episode. I'm usually in New Orleans Pelicans gear. Um, and it's no surprise that I'm excited to introduce the New Orleans Pelicans best legendary on the platform, which I am a proud owner of. Because if you're a Pelicans fan, you got to have this moment, even though it's going to be difficult for you, which is the season 1 Zion Williamson Cosmic. This is the rookie moment. This is the block on the platform. It's an iconic rookie moment. It's a volleyball spike into the stands against Malik Beasley and the Denver Nuggets. And I love the description of this moment. Zion Williamson sends it into orbit because that's who Zion is. It's his Top Shot debut, minted in his rookie year. It displays his freakish athleticism of who Zion is. And man, I can't say much more about this moment. The cover art's beautiful. If you're a Pelicans fan, hands down, bar none, this is the best legendary. Now let's go to the New York Knicks. Um, Not a ton to choose from, but if I had to choose, my pick is the season 5 from this year, Jalen Brunson Hollow. Um, Guys, what Jalen Brunson has done with this Knicks team, man, it's really revived the city. It's revived the franchise. It's revived the New York. It's revived them, man. And this moment, in my opinion, encapsulates Jalen Brunson. Freakish, 9 for 9 from 3-point land, career high. The moment is him draining it on the road against the Suns. The last 3-point, the 9 for 9, career high 50 points. This is kind of when New York Knicks fans were like, "Yeah, we got a shot," and you did. Um, and Jalen Brunson found his home, and you can kind of see it in this moment. He is the New York Knicks, so that's my pick for the New York Knicks is the season 5 Jalen Brunson Hollow. Now let's go to my other team that I am fond of, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Um, Hands down, no question, it's the Russell Westbrook run it back. Um, Average a triple double, historic MVP season, as uh, as the announcer said when he drained the shot against Denver. It's a historic moment for a historic day. It's on Top Shot. If you're an OKC fan, this is the Thunder moment. This is the Thunder moment. Um, Average triple double since Oscar Robinson on this game winning shot. So he had to get a certain amount of points. He did it. He got a triple double during this game, which secured the average for triple double for the season. It was a game winner. It knocked Denver and Jokic out of the playoffs that year. It's OKC's hero. this moment has to be the legendary for Oklahoma City Thunder fans, which is the Russell Westbrook run it back. Now let's go to Orlando Magic. This one's going to be a little bit of a hot take because it's actually not an in-game moment. It's an all-star moment. I think the best legendary for this franchise on the platform is the Aaron Gordon run it back dunk contest, the one where it shows him dunking over the mascot stuff. Um, it's the most iconic dunk contest ever, in my opinion, against Zach LaVine. We all remember this rivalry in the dunk contest. It revived the dunk contest. Um, yeah, there's not really there's not a legendary Shaq. There's not a legendary Penny yet. So it has to be this moment, in my opinion. There's just not much out there. It has to be the Aaron Gordon run it back for the All Star Dunk contest. The next moment is actually not even released yet as of making this video. And that is for the Philadelphia 76ers. I think the best moment on their franchise's platform on Top Shot is the Allen Iverson Legacies moment. That's going to be the reward for this upcoming Run It Back Legendary set. It's his MVP year. He carried this team to the finals for the 76ers. It's a game one clutch moment, and everybody held their breath when the Sixers won this game. They're like, oh, shit. Like, okay, I see you, AI. Like, maybe y'all got something. And it's the iconic dog of dogs celebrations. It's the Selly over T. Lou. Allen Iverson drains it, steps over him, looks at him, says, "What now? I am here. I've arrived. I'm the MVP. Get off my court. You're not on my same level." 48 piece. It's a win in the finals. If you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan, I would be clamoring for this moment. Let's go on to the Phoenix Suns. Not a lot to choose from. I kind of wish the Valley Oop was a legendary. Um, so I had to go with the next best thing, which is for the Phoenix Sun. I think the best legendary is your season two finals Devin Booker. It's your superstar right now. He got a 40 piece first finals appearance, in my opinion, his last. Not a D Book fan, but I had to give him the nod for the Phoenix Suns legendary. I think this is the best moment for y'all. Yeah, there's no Steve Nash legendary or anything like that. So let's go to the Sacramento Kings. Um, Not a lot there yet. There's no Chris Webber legendary for run it back yet. So I had to pick, which I love this guy. I think it's the Top Shot 50 season 4 De'Aaron Fox legendary. And the reason why is because this year, this was the Kings revival year. Got to the first time they got a playoff appearance for the first time in forever on the backs of De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis. Um, he was a first time All Star this year for during this year's moment, the Top Shot 50 I'm talking about. It's a game winner, clutch player of the year, De'Aaron Fox. If you're a Sacramento Kings fan, you probably relish this moment, and it's super affordable. If you're a Kings fan, go get it now. Um, Now let's go on to the Portland Trailblazers. No surprise here. This one hurts my heart a little bit. It's the Damian Lillard run it back. It's the wave. It's iconic. Everyone knows it. As OKC fans, they have to see this year round on ESPN when the playoffs come. It's an iconic wave moment. The shot started OKC's rebuild currently. It's classic Dame. It's clutch Dame. It's a playoff moment. Probably the franchise's most beloved player of all time, Damian Lillard, run it back. Now, for the San Antonio Spurs, no question, in my opinion, which is kind of crazy to say because there is a Tim Duncan's Lego legacy now. I think the best San Antonio Spurs legendary on the platform came from this year in a losing season. Doesn't matter. It's Victor Wembanyama's rookie revelation. Generational alien superstar. Historic 5 by 5 game against the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James. Showcases the genesis of who Victor Wembanyama is and will be for the San Antonio Spurs. Future is as bright as any player that has ever even stepped foot on the NBA court. If you're a San Antonio Spurs fan, get this moment while you still can. The Victor Wembanyama rookie revelation. Next, Toronto Raptors. I'm sorry to Banana Banking Mac for this, but it has to be the Kawhi Leonard run it back, the shot against the 76ers to propel you to the finals and to eventually get you the Toronto Raptors' first franchise and only ring. Kawhi Leonard was unstoppable that year. He was Michael Jordan reincarnated. No one could stop him. No one. No one. Um, Most important shot of franchise history. The moment's beautiful itself. I'm not a Kawhi Leonard fan by any means. Not a fan. But got to give it to him. Um, the incredible antithesis and the anticipation of the shot itself, where it bounces on each part of the rim. Just, it's got to be the Kawhi Leonard run it back for the Toronto Raptors. It's the best one. Now moving on to the two most probably it's the last two team franchises, and I think probably one of the two most disappointing franchises in terms of top shot for legendaries because there's really not much to choose from. So let's go to the Utah Jazz. Um, Man, there's no Stockton, there's no Karl Malone, even though not a Malone fan at all. I hope John Stockton gets a legendary soon, so I can replace this one. But I think it is the season one Donovan Mitchell top shot debut to block on LeBron, Utah's superstar during that time. I think it's kind of the only moment you can choose for the best legendary for the Utah Jazz, which is the season one Donovan Mitchell top shot debut. Now let's go on to our last franchise. Thank you so much for sticking around this 30 for 30. Uh, let's get to the last one, which is the Washington Wizards. I kind of got conflicted about it. It's like the battle of the mid for this one. I was trying to decide between Rui Hachimura's Cosmic or the Gilbert Arenas Legacies. I chose the Gilbert Arenas Legacies. It's a 51 point night. In that month, he scored 30 points 12 times, which is insane. It's the Agent Zero moment. Washington fans probably probably want this moment in their collection. Um, he he made himself a superstar during this moment. The jerseys are awesome. Um, yeah, Washington Wizards. I got to give it to the Gilbert Arenas legacies from this run it backdrop. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching our first After Dark episode. It's a little bit different from what we're used to here at Down in the Bayou, but I figured this would be a fun thing leading into the season, get us hyped for legendary moments. And this gives each team to be represented here. I think, man, I would love to own all 30 of these moments. Looking from it, I think I only own one of them, which is the season one Zion Cosmic. Um, Man, if I'm putting all these 30 moments on the list, I got to get working. I should probably own some more of these. Um, Man, thank y'all so much for watching the video and supporting my podcast. I really love this community. I love doing this. It's just for fun. I'm really enjoying the engagement and the dynamics with this podcast. I figured this would be a fun little spinoff to do. And my question for the Top Shot community for this After Dark episode is, what is your favorite legendary moment across all of Top Shot? What is your favorite number one moment for legendary tier? Let me know in the comments. There's going to be an awesome giveaway tied to this video on X. Stay tuned. Thank you guys. Bio Sniper out.